Nice to meet you. My name is Aqualuna. I am the image character of Aero Lap. The light blue machine on the right is the Aero Lap that I will introduce. It is a human-friendly machine. Aero Lap is not a process that simply removes material from the surface. It is a processing technology that brings out smoothness and beauty. It is simple, but the result is clearly different. Surface finishing that may look difficult becomes closer and smarter. From here, I will guide you step by step through what kind of technology Aero Lap is. Aero Lap has three main features. The first is simple. It is a technology that can be easily added to your usual process without increasing complicated steps. The second is smooth and beautiful finishing. It brings out smoothness and gloss, and also leads to stable quality. The third is speedy. You can clearly feel the effect in a short time. From here, I will introduce these three features, one by one. First, let me talk about simplicity. Aero Lap is based on the conventional shot blasting method. There is no need to add new equipment or special processes. Abrasive media are projected and slide over the surface of the workpiece. This very simple mechanism leads to stable finishing. Easy to use, and it really works. That is the simplicity of Aero Lap. Here, please watch a video of the Aero Lap process. You can see the abrasive media hitting the workpiece and moving as if sliding on the surface. It does not strongly remove material, but gently conditions the surface. That movement is the secret of the Aero Lap finish. Please focus on the motion of the abrasive media as you watch. The multi-cone gently but reliably polishes the surface through friction generated by high-speed projection. It does not hit, but traces and polishes. That is why a rough surface changes into a beautiful mirror-like finish. Conventional dry abrasives sometimes collide at points and roughen the surface. In contrast, the wet abrasive used in Aero Lap works as if polishing along lines. As a result, a smoother and more uniform finish can be obtained. The multi-cone has elasticity and adhesion due to moisture. Because of this, it can gently follow the workpiece surface while polishing with high-speed friction. This is the reason why Aero Lap achieves stable quality. Next, let me talk about smoothness and beauty. Aero Lap can improve surface quality both before and after coating. First, before coating. When a mold is polished with Aero Lap, fine irregularities on the surface are adjusted, and the surface becomes smoother. When the surface is well prepared, coating adhesion improves, and early peeling can be prevented. Next, after coating. By gently finishing with Aero Lap, droplet defects on the coating surface can be removed, resulting in a more uniform and beautiful surface. As a result, quality becomes stable, and variation in finish is reduced. Moreover, these effects are achieved without significantly changing mold dimensions or shape, and without removing too much of the coating. That is why it is a finish you can use with confidence. Now let us look at an actual example. This is a Torx punch, a mold used to press a Torx shape into screw heads. The material is SKH51. After this, a tin coating is applied. First, please look at the far left image. This shows the condition before polishing with Aero Lap. The surface roughness values are RAW 0.28, RZ 1.3, and RY 1.8. As you can see, the surface has little gloss and is not very smooth. Next, this Torx punch was finished with Aero Lap for 2 to 3 minutes. The values then become RAW 0.07, RZ 0.3, and RY 0.5. As the numbers show, the surface becomes dramatically smoother. In this condition, the tin coating is applied. The image further to the right shows the condition after tin coating. The coating hardens the surface, but smoothness is somewhat lost, with RAW 0.13, RZ 1.4, and RY 2.6. Finally, the Torx punch after tin coating was gently polished with Aero Lap for about 30 seconds. Even in just 30 seconds, the values become RA 0.03, RZ 0.2, and RI 0.2. The surface becomes even smoother and more beautiful. This is the advantage of using Aero Lap both before and after coating. Next is an example using a test piece with titanium 1 cyanide coating. First, please look at the upper left image. This test piece was masked with cellophane tape from the center to the left side, and only the right half was polished with Aero Lap for 30 seconds. This allows us to compare how much the titanium 1 cyanide coating is removed by Aero Lap. On the surface without Aero Lap processing, the titanium 1 cyanide thickness is 3.94 micrometers. On the polished surface, it is 3.76 micrometers, a difference of 0.18 micrometers. From this result, we can see that the coating is not excessively removed by Aero Lap. Next, please look at the data below. These results were measured by physically contacting the surface with a contour tracer. On the surface without Aero Lap processing, the waveform rises sharply in some places. This indicates droplets, which are large particles formed when ionization is insufficient. When finished with Aero Lap, these protrusions are removed, resulting in a nearly flat and smooth surface. The 4 datasets on the right side of the slide show changes with processing time. Before processing, the surface roughness is RA 1.38. After 1, 2, and 3 minutes, RA improves to 0.58, 0.33, and 0.15. In other words, even in a short time, the effect is clearly visible, and smoothness can be controlled according to processing time. That is a key feature of Aero Lap. Aero Lap is used in many different fields. In mold components, it reduces manual polishing time and stabilizes quality. In cutting tools, it helps prevent chipping and extends tool life. It also improves appearance and tactile feel in precious metal products, medical products, and resin products. So what kinds of products is Aero Lap applied to? In mold components, it is used in finishing processes for press dies, injection molds, forging dies, fine blanking dies, rolling dies, powder sintering dies, lens molding dies, casting dies, and rubber molds. It reduces manual polishing time and suppresses variation in quality. The more complex the shape, and the more time-consuming the maintenance, the more clearly its effect can be felt. In addition, finishing with Aero Lap after surface treatments such as tin or titanium 1 cyanide also contributes to extending mold life. Next, let me explain the effect on cutting tools. Aero Lap can be applied to a wide range of cutting tools, including drills, end mills, reamers, taps, various special tools, and engraving cutters. By finishing with Aero Lap, chipping of cutting edges is prevented, and chip evacuation is improved. As a result, the generation of built-up edge is suppressed, leading to longer tool life. The cutting edge changes from a rough, uneven state to a smooth and stable edge. That is why the quality of the machine surface also improves. Next, I will talk about the effect of extending the life of hob cutters, which are cutting tools used to cut gear teeth. This data was provided by an automotive parts manufacturer. When cutting various gears, the left bars show the results when the hob cutter was used without Aero Lap processing, and the right bars show the results when the hob cutter was polished with Aero Lap before use. When comparing 18 types of gears, 6 showed no significant difference, but 12 types showed a clear extension of tool life. Here, there is one important characteristic point. The life extension effect was observed in dry cutting, where no coolant or cutting oil is used. On the other hand, in wet cutting, where coolant or cutting oil is continuously used, almost no life extension effect was observed. In recent years, there has been a growing shift toward dry cutting to reduce costs and environmental impact. However, in dry cutting, the heat generated during machining can negatively affect the hob cutter. By finishing with Aero Lap, friction during cutting is reduced, and heat generation is suppressed. This is considered to have a positive effect on tool life. Aero Lap can be used not only for ferrous materials, but also for precious metals and non-ferrous metals. The photo on the right shows a stainless steel tumbler finished with Aero Lap. No special conditions or complicated data are required. Just polish. That alone removes cloudiness and unevenness from the surface, resulting in a glossy and smooth appearance. The feel when touched by fingers, and even when touching the mouth, becomes gentle and comfortable. Aero Lap can be used not only as a process to improve performance, but also as a finishing process to add value. That is why it is widely chosen for precious metal products and non-ferrous metal products. Next is the application to medical-related products. Needles, catheters, implants, dentures, medical device components, and punches and dies for tablet pressing. In medical fields, surface smoothness and stable quality are extremely important. Aero Lap reduces manual polishing time and achieves consistent finishing. Surfaces without sharp edges or catching provide reassurance, especially for products that touch the human body or are used to produce medicines for patients. It is also effective in reducing maintenance time and variation in quality. Aero Lap quietly supports fields where not only precision but also reliability is required. Next is the application to resin plastic materials. Acrylic, ABS, polycarbonate, epoxy resin, engineering plastics, and super engineering plastics. Aero Lap supports a wide range of resin materials. In resin products, surface cloudiness and fine scratches greatly affect appearance and quality. By finishing with Aero Lap, a smooth surface close to a mirror finish can be obtained, greatly improving product appearance. It also shortens deburring time, leading to improved work efficiency. For a clean finish, and with as little effort as possible, Aero Lap is also useful in resin processing sites with these needs. Now please look at the processing examples. The image on the left shows a Torx punch polished with a number 3000 multicone for 120 seconds. The image on the right shows before and after polishing of a Japanese 10 yen coin, polished for 30 seconds with the same number 3000 multicone. Even for complex shapes, areas that are difficult to finish by hand can be polished cleanly. And this is done in a short time, with almost no change to the shape. Fast and clean. Aero Lap achieves both. Finally, let me introduce the installation record of Aero Lap. Aero Lap is used not only in Japan, but also by customers overseas. Approximately 1,100 units are used by press die and forging die manufacturers. Approximately 300 units are used by coating and cutting tool manufacturers. In addition, about 100 units are used by semiconductor and electronic component manufacturers. In total, approximately 2,100 units have been installed in Japan and overseas. Aero Lap continues to be used at many production sites. The numbers are quiet, but they are proof of trust. We would be happy if Aero Lap can continue to quietly support many manufacturing sites. This slide shows Aero Lap exhibited at trade shows. We have participated in exhibitions around the world, including JIMTOF in Japan, EMO in Germany, MSV in the Czech Republic, and Metalex in Thailand. By seeing the actual machine, touching it, and checking the finish, the features of Aero Lap are directly conveyed. Even when countries and languages are different, smoothness and beauty are clearly understood. We would like to continue connecting directly with manufacturing sites around the world. Here, I will introduce dedicated jigs for Aero Lap. The image on the left shows a jig for hob cutters. It holds the cutting edges of the hob cutter in a stable position, allowing uniform polishing. The image on the right shows an automatic rotation jig. By automatically rotating the workpiece, an even finish can be efficiently obtained. By selecting jigs according to workpiece shape and application, the effect of Aero Lap can be further enhanced. Finally, let me introduce the company that created Aero Lap. We are Yamashita Works, with our head office and factory located in Amagasaki City, Hyogo Prefecture. We manufacture and process molds and precision parts, develop, manufacture, and sell Aero Lap, and produce cold forging punches and tablet compression dies. We have about 100 employees in Japan, and about 140 employees in the entire group, including Thailand. By working closely with manufacturing sites, we have turned ideas born on the shop floor into technologies. Aero Lap is one of the technologies born from those on-site voices. We will continue to stay close to manufacturing sites and deliver technologies that are truly useful. So far, I have introduced Aero Lap. Simple, smooth, and speedy. Aero Lap makes surface finishing closer and easier to use, turning ideas born on the shop floor into technology and staying close to manufacturing sites. That is the philosophy of Aero Lap. If you feel this might be useful, please feel free to contact us. Thank you very much for your attention.